thick. And I looked at that catalog, and there were 137 different majors at Iowa State. So I made it halfway through the C's, saw computer science, and said that's good enough. And that's how I launched my career in high tech. I was a little less than a stellar student. Probably spent a little more time partying than I did studying, but I did graduate and headed west, all the way across the Missouri River into Nebraska, where I spent the next 11 years, most of them in Omaha, working for farm credit banks in the data processing department. And some key things happened in Omaha. I met my wife, Trish, of 30 years. My first daughter was born in Omaha. I made a lot of friends. That's about all I can say good about Omaha. Has anybody here ever been to Omaha? There are 2 months that are decent in Omaha: May and September. The rest of the time, it's too damn hot or too damn cold. And there are two things you can do in the wintertime in Omaha: you can eat and you can bowl. Why I spent 9 years there, I don't know. But what happened is, what got me out finally was December of 1983. And the average mean temperature in Omaha for December of 1983, not the high, not the low, but the mean, was 6 degrees. And Christmas Eve, we were heading to Kansas to see my wife's family. And I said to her in the car, you know, we don't have to live here. We can find some other place to live. And so we started looking at it, and we were thinking about Southern California and all those places where people wanted to go. And it turns out about a year later, in February, I got a call from an old boss that I worked for. I was in Austin, was working for Farm Credit Banks of Texas at that time. He says, Mike, would you ever consider coming to Texas? I thought, I didn't know much about Omaha or Austin at that point in time. I came down in February, got off the plane, threw my overcoat in the back seat. We went out in shirt sleeves, ate and drank out of the Oasis, watched the sunset. I got back on the airplane, went up. 2 months later, packed my family, my wife, Trish, and my daughter Laura in the car, and we were headed to Texas. And that's it for part one for my icebreaker. I'll tell you the rest some other time.